Hello, dear colleagues. Today I want to present you our work on the topic implementation of reinforcement learning strategies in the synthesis of neuromodels to solve medical diagnostic tasks. So let's start. We all know the field of using artificial neural network for medical tasks and healthcare. Usually we talk about using data from the patient or the disease as the input information for analysis in neural network. As the output, we have some result. It can be the medical diagnosis, it can be the forecast of the state of the patient, and so on. But there are a number of problems of implementation artificial neural network to the medical tasks and healthcare. And these problems start not even at the stage of choosing the parameter of neural network. It starts from the stage choosing the topology, choosing the structure of neural network, and so on. Neural evolution, it is one of the approach which can help to reduce these problems. What is more, neural evolution can help us to work with different learning strategies. Nowadays, there are a number of factors that have influenced the rapid development of reinforcement learning. But the main advantages of reinforcement learning, this is using the real information about the environment to training our agents, one of which will be our final solution. There are a number of methods reinforcement learning, but the main characterizing which are similar to all. This is using something like mechanism of reward. This mechanism can help us to know which state, which action of different agents gives the best solution. And this idea we should use in the future. So how we can connect the strategies of reinforcement learning with neural evolution methods? In our method, we propose to using something like main general agent from the whole population of individuals. All individuals in this population will be something like the future solutions. And during the evaluation, the information from these individuals goes to the main or critic agent, and it can choose the future strategies of evaluation. During working with classical neural evolution methods, we talk about something like similar mechanisms, but usually we talk about special stage selection for choosing the best solution for parent pool in the future, and this can help us to know some special characterizing during working. And they're using something like the main agent, which collects information about the different changes of neural net, will help us to know more information about it and more tuning this process. For testing, we use dataset which we used for previous studies. What is interesting in this dataset? This is special indicators of different pneumonia types, one of which can help us to, in future, know special indicators of COVID pneumonia, for example. And when we talk about neural evolution method or using strategies of reinforcement learning, we must know the big number of metaparameters, and the metaparameters demonstrate in the slide. One of the metaparameters in this case will be the reward, which we talked previously. In this slide, you can see the general result on this data set. We must know that comparing reinforcement learning neural evolution method was with modification genetic algorithm which work with recurrent neural network and modification genetic algorithm which work with deep neural network. And the result of reinforcement learning evolution method are acceptable because we have less time for synthesis with comparing with deep neural network, and we have the better accuracy with comparing with recurrent neural network. In this slide, you can see graphical interpretation of load on the system during working, and this not so good as the previous result, because the level of using the resource like CPU or RAM in case of using reinforcement learning naive evolution method are bigger than modification genetic algorithm. It can be the real problem in the future when we talk about them using special computer clusters or multi-core system and so on. As a conclusion, we have the number of bullets which we should speak. We have the acceptable result, but these acceptable results are in different cases of comparing. Something with comparing with deep neural network, something in comparing with recurrent neural network. What is more important, we have high level of using resources, and this can be the problem in the future. But there are a number of strategies using such method in the future. First of all, this is really using multi-core or cluster system for this method, but we must implement some new strategies which can help us to simplify the process of transaction information between the course and main agent. And what is more, maybe more tuning the working of the method and choosing the best solution. This concludes the first part of my report, and I'll be glad to answer your question. Thank you.